Hey guys, it's good to see you here. So, if you are watching this, you're probably a horse rider or an equestrian who is feeling stuck in their horse riding or stuck in their body. You're not quite sure what you need to do or where to start, and everything feels very overwhelming. Or, thirdly, you just know that you have so much more potential in yourself and your horse has so much more potential if you could just unlock a couple of key pieces. And if that is you, I'm going to break down three of the biggest mistakes I see riders making, which keeps them stuck for many, many years and without seeing any progress at all. And if it's okay with you, I would love to present to you a special offer that will completely transform your horse riding over the next 12 months. So if that's okay, and you'd be interested in hearing that, then please watch the rest of this video. So this is my decade in a year roadmap. It is a roadmap that will take you or an individual rider from day one, where we are now, to being a completely transformed horse rider in just 12 months. And the things that we learn in this 12-month journey will condense a decade worth of horse riding and fitness and knowledge into a single year. And there's a really interesting quote that always stays with me, and that is that we never get our time back. Time never replenishes, but money does. And there is a fee for this 12-month coaching program. It's not for free, but I just want you to bear that in mind, that your money will always replenish, but your time never will. So let's break it down. The number one biggest mistake that I see riders making is actually not knowing what their North Star is. What is their end goal? What is their dream outcome? What is the one thing that you really want? And I want you to think about that. We're not starting at 1. We're starting at 5. We're starting at the end of the journey. And I want you to think, what is your North Star? I'm asking you, what is your dream outcome? What is the one thing that you really want? And when I started my horse riding journey, I knew exactly where I wanted to be once I decided I was going down a dressage route. And I wanted to ride Prix St. George. And I wanted to ride it within 10 years of starting horse riding. And that has been my North Star. That has been my compass for the last almost 5 years. And I'm systematically working my way towards that North Star. Now, for me, that North Star was a 10-year goal. And I have another North Star that is a little bit beyond that, 15, 20, 25 years. I have a vision of where I want to be well into my 50s with my riding. But I want you to take this moment now to think about what is that North Star that you want. And once you know it, I want you to comment in the group and tell me that you've had the aha moment, the epiphany moment, that you know what your North Star is. So this is the number one biggest mistake I see riders who come to me and say, Carson, I want you to help me. And I say, what do you want to achieve? And they're like, they go blank. They actually don't know what they want. It's like, I'm struggling with this, I'm struggling with that. Okay, you're struggling, but what is it that you want? And once you have that down, I want you to keep that in mind. The second biggest mistake that I see riders making is not setting realistic goals and milestones in that journey to getting there. Okay, so this is where we come down the roadmap and the journey. So around 3 months, 6 months, up to 12 months. riders and equestrians aren't setting themselves realistic goals that will actually progressively take you to your North Star. And I'll break this down into the context of my North Star to getting to Prix St. George. Well, I needed to become a more balanced rider to start with. So that actually meant improving my core stability. Well, building my core stability is a bigger goal, but within that, there were lots of sub goals. Could I progress my training from going to body weight to doing more advanced exercises, for example, and setting myself very key milestones there? I need to improve my suppleness as a rider. Rider suppleness is so important, just as it is for our horses. And so on and so forth. My position has been a theme that I've continuously worked on, and a theme that I aspire to ride. Somebody like Carl. Carl is somebody who I think biomechanically is very similar to me as a rider. I find that I can sort of map my own position very similarly to his. So breaking it down and setting yourself very specific milestones and goals not only keeps you on track, but also keeps you motivated. And this is one of the reasons why so many people struggle with motivation, because they're not measuring the right things. You're not seeing the progress, or you think you're not seeing the progress, and so you give up and quit. And you find the next thing to look for, and you don't go far enough in the cycle, and you keep going back to step one, step zero. So when we work together in this decade in a year roadmap, we're going to set you very specific milestones, and those milestones might change, they might evolve, but we do that through coaching. And we do that by having our weekly coaching sessions, our monthly coaching sessions, our masterminds, where we specifically get you write down some goals that keep you on track. I was coaching with a client this month, and for that client, they've got a lot happening in life. They're moving house. The horse has had a bit of rehab, and the milestone that we set is, can we get back on board on the horse by the end of the month? So the horse has been cleared for exercise. So that was one of the milestones, but that was the end milestone. Actually, what we wanted to build up into some of that was, well, can we get fitter again? Can we just improve our core stability and our balance and get us feeling more confident and secure by the time we get back on, so that first session is a success? And the other thing that we want to do is, can we get back on track with our nutrition so that we're feeling fit, we're feeling good about ourselves, we're still working towards any weight loss goals that this client had or was working on. So these little key milestones that just kept us on track for that next 4 to 6 weeks. And we repeat that cycle every single month, or however often, until we get to our 12-month transformation. The third biggest mistake I see is that riders don't know where to start. And that's why you need a coach, because a coach will tell you exactly what you need to do, what you need to develop, and what your priorities are. And some of that will be led by you, that will be led by the rider, led by the client. So what are the foundational skills that you need to develop in your horse riding? And you might already know what your problems are, and so we'll use those problems to get you started, to build some momentum, and we get stuck in. We keep it simple, and we build and progress you up. So we have this starting point. We know exactly what the problem is, and we know where our North Star, and we're literally connecting those dots. And we do that through the decade in a year roadmap. We are so focused on your riding and your goals that everything starts to become possible. Now, if it's all right with you and you're still interested in this, I have a very special offer. I want you to seriously consider this, because this is the difference between riders who see a heck of a lot of progress and feel confident, feel happier, feel proud of their riding, feel so much more fulfilled in their equestrian journey. And I want you to think, is that something that you want? And I have so many riders who have been able to achieve that when they start working with me. So this offer isn't around for very long. I'm only letting in a couple of riders in for this first iteration. If that's you, I want you to take action, reach out to me, and let's get you started on your decade in a year transformation.